Oh, beautiful.
Oh, hello.
Hey guys, so I'm here with Marnie. Marnie is, for all intents and purposes, my best friend, my sister, my diary, my absolute everything. I go to Marnie with every ounce of question and anxiety and anything I could possibly have in my life. It all funnels through Marnie. So anytime I come out with something that sounds relatively close to something smart, Marnie. Right?
I'll take some credit for that.
Some credit. No, she's wonderful. But in return,
she's been amazing too. So we used to joke, like at my wedding, she got up and she spoke and she said, you know, you're the expert with everything. I'm the expert in the gym, and then you're pretty much the expert outside the gym. But I will tell you, over the last few months, that's actually her role has grown a little bit more. But she literally has. I'll tell you, because she's transformed me. Like 2 years ago, I was so unhappy. I was just like heavy. I was slow. I was like not feeling great. I had 2 kids.
With your weight,
I just was like not feeling great. So every time I'm ready. Like I have to mostly be there. And she's so good. She would wait for me to get to that point. I'd be like, Jen, I need it. Okay, let's do this.
But you're talking about weight loss.
Weight loss,
not like
and health and
mental
fitness.
issues,
So,
right.
So I was ready, and she gears up. She dedicates 100%. She's like, I'm here with you. I'm going to take this journey with you. We're going to do it. She did it for me for my wedding, and started 2 years ago. But what I've learned over the last 2 years is not only can she give me the exercises to do, which is basically what I've been doing exclusively for 2 years, and I love it, and I'm now teaching other people to do her stuff, is the motivation part and the just drive and kind of reaching down and making me realize my potential and how much I can do. Like, she just motivates me to, and it's not just even with the workouts, it's kind of everything. It's like trust me, I do a lot with her stuff, but yeah, so she just, I don't know, I feel like we've really grown.
We have
in the last couple
But I
of
also
years.
know, and I do this with all of my clients, I know what motivates you, what pushes you, what drives you. So when I start with someone, I sit down and I ask them questions, and it's for me to get to know who you are and where you want to be and how you think you're going to get there. And people respond in different ways. I know exactly how Marnie responds. So, you know, we tried a million different things, and I love projects. I'm never going to give up on Marnie. Once I start a project, I'm never going to give up on it. And that's basically why I built this website. And Marnie's, and you asked if we're working together. Marnie's helped me with this website. It's jennawolfe.com, and we took all these workouts and we put it on the website because I love a project. I want everybody on board with us. You know, I don't want to be up here and everyone else is down here. I want us all to do this together. I want you to eat well. I want you to be motivated to get up and move. I want you to be healthy, right? So, you know, I couldn't bring Marnie along with me until Marnie got to this place. And she did it on her own. I mean, I talk about accountability with people. I you know, hooked her up with a food logging service, and I basically hooked her up with workouts that I put together. And that's it. She doesn't belong to a gym. She doesn't lift weights. She doesn't go to classes. I just wrote down workouts that I put on Facebook, that I put on my website, that I put everywhere, and she just follows them. So a lot of it is self-motivation, and it's from Marnie. But this isn't a serious relationship. Yes, I have cried over the phone to her many, many, many breakups. There was one. There was one
really bad one. You practically moved in with me for a whole summer.
We could say it. It was a girl.
It was,
we don't have to say her name. Don't say her name.
No, we're not going to say her name. But it was bad. But, you know,
it wasn't great. Was it bad? It was terrible.
It was horrible.
It was terrible.
And I had my Devin was born by then, right?
Devin was born. Yeah.
So it was kind of nice because Jen just like hung out with me, and my daughter was only like 2 at the time. So
he's asking what was so bad about it. So what was so bad about it is it was my first true like heartbreak, I would say.
So normally when Jenna was in relationships, she kind of would break it off on her end, and this person broke it off with Jenna.
She didn't break it off with me. She was sort of stringing me along.
Yeah, she actually played with you. She kind of I don't know. Well,
don't get into names.
Okay, I won't get into details.
Don't get into details.
She
don't get into names or details.
Like,
don't even tell the story.
Jen let's totally hang out, and then she wouldn't call her for like 3 days.
Right.
And it was like really emotional playing.
But let's just say I was a different person then. I think we're a different person before.
How long ago was this?
This was 10 years ago, 12
like
years
8 years ago.
No, it had to be more than that.
You
because,
think?
Yeah, I was dating.
I know.
10 years ago.
Oh,
and this
but
was
I already
before.
had Devin. Devin's
So maybe
10.
it was before.
Okay.
Devin. We have no idea.
We were in Ramsey.
It was around 10 years ago.
Yeah.
8 to 10 years ago. Anyway, the point is, the same way I talk about humans being different people, I call it BC and AD, right? Before childbirth and after delivery. We are different people BC than we are AD. Yeah. It's the same way with a big breakup, right? I think everyone needs to go through one just torrential, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, like rock bottom type of breakup where someone like rips your heart out. So it forces you to like spin around, look inside yourself, figure out what you're made of, who you are, and pick yourself back up. Right? You can't ever say, oh yeah, you know, like I got my heart broken and now I'm like a stronger person. Like, sure, you can be a stronger person, but if you can do it all yourself or with the help of your close friends, you'll never get yourself back into that position again. And I haven't gone back to that place.
You haven't.
I have not let anyone treat me like that.
No.
I have not ever let myself get to a point where my happiness is dictated by someone else.
But to
That's
be fair,
the key. And that was all, and a lot of that was calling you up in the middle of the night, crying, needing someone to just sort of hold my hand and be there for me.
But I don't think I actually didn't have some kind of breakup like that, but I will say I had an experience like that where someone very, very close to me passed away, and I think it's not the same thing, but I did go through a very, very difficult time where you hit rock bottom, where you're so upset, and then you turn around and you're like, all right, you know what? This is what really matters more. And you kind of prioritize things differently, and ever since then I feel like my friends might say I've gotten more blunt, more forward. I just kind of say what's on my mind. It's true, and I know it, but I'm okay with it. Like, if you don't like it, that's fine. Someone says, did I look bad in that picture? Yesterday, someone said, I didn't look so good. I'm like, you know what? You didn't. You look a lot better in a lot of other pictures.
I'm not quite there yet.
But my point is that I've gotten more comfortable and confident, and I just kind of say what's on my mind.
Because you don't have time for the BS.
Why not? Like, if you're asking me, do you want to know the truth? Jenna, she goes on air, and she'll get off air, and she'll be like, so, and I'm like, Jen, don't ever wear your hair like that. Like, terrible.
But she means well, because she wants what's best for me. Right.
I want her to look good, and I'm going to be the person that will always tell the truth, especially with you, because I don't want you looking like...
I get it.
You know.
She doesn't want me looking like schlock. So that's basically the history of us. Marnie has... And while she has been there for me, I will never forget a certain scene. We vacation. We take 1, 2, or 3 day vacation every year together for the last 20 years, depending on how much money we have in our bank accounts. So early on, we went on one vacation. We went to Club Med, and Marnie's grandmother had just passed. And I am wonderful with words, but I'm not fantastic at like words of, like phenomenal words. Like, if somebody's crying right in my face, like, I'm more apt to hug you and go for an awesome workout and let you sweat it out than finding the perfect words to really console you via verbiage.
Not the person to call when you're not in a good way. With certain things.
With certain things. So anyway, we were sitting...
She's not a good friend?
I'm the best
She's an amazing
friend.
But you know that certain people are good for certain things, and Jen's good for like 90% of the things. With my grandmother passing away, not so good. With her being Maid of Honor, FYI, not amazing. I had to have a co-maid of honor to actually do all the work. She just showed up day of and did a great speech.
I spent a ton of money, and I put every ounce of creativity, and I did everything that was asked.
Yes, her wedding speech. People are still talking about.
People are literally.
But I will tell you, she didn't know
what
to do.
What did you say at the wedding?
Wait. The best part, you know, when you have a shower and you have an invitation. So the other maid of honor was like, all right, I'm just giving Jenna like the easiest thing to do because honestly she's useless. I'm like, just give her something to make her feel useful. She had her print out the invitations. Well, on the bottom it said wishing well, because when you get, you know, to wishing well, everybody just kind of brings in kitchen tools. It's stupid, but that's
I never heard
of
what this is.
She was like, Lauren had a typo on your invitation, and she printed out wishing you well.
Well, I went to Kinko's on all the invitations, and I thought I was doing them a favor by correcting them and not saying anything to anyone. So on the bottom I wrote wishing you well. Figured you could thank me later.
That's right. But her speech at my wedding
speech.
Friday night was great. We did a roast, so she made fun of us and all that stuff.
But get to
Saturday,
the main speech.
She did a poem. People were literally crying. Like, it was a great, beautiful poem. It was about our life together. It was
one of the
all
greatest
the things that we give
speeches
to each other
ever given at a wedding.
Funny things. You know, we'd go to the movie theater every single week, and every single week took pictures in the photo booth for 20 minutes.
But that's not funny to you at home. But trust me, the way the speech was crafted, right?
Yeah.
You cry.
Really
Marnie
good.
doesn't cry, and she cried.
You don't cry.
I don't cry.
You were crying.
Yeah.
And half my wedding was crying.
It was
and still talking about it.
The core of the speech was, look, life is a book. It just is. And what happens in a book, you inevitably will have to get to the end of a chapter. That's just what life is all about. And the end of a chapter is the beginning of another chapter. And you can sit and focus your life on the end of the chapter, or you can focus on the beginning of the chapter. And Marnie getting married to me was the end of one of the most important chapters in my life, and it was having her all to myself. And I knew that now, and you guys know this, everyone has done this. Everyone has said goodbye to someone, or left someone, or said goodbye to your kids when they go off to college, or whatever it is. It was the end of that very, very important chapter of my life, and I had to say goodbye, and I knew that something beautiful and awesome was going to happen, but I had no idea that this is what was going to be cultivated. Most friendships, when you get married, they go off and they move, and that was
second spot.
And that was basically what the speech was about.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a line, it was like, I'm worried that there's a part of you, what is it, like, there was a part of you that I'll never have back, or something like that.
You know what? Like we're moving on and we'll never be in this spot again, kind of thing. It was sad.
I should do the speech for the next show. It's really fantastic. I should really give the wedding
now,
speech.
Larry, my husband. So Jen, Jen's always in the picture. Like I met him a month later. I'm like, listen, we're like totally into each other, but I'm going away with Jenna. So this was on the books. This is what we do every year. It's part of our marriage contract. Should we get married? Like, and it really is. Good. He's been amazing.
Yeah.
Jen was at a different place.
Does he appreciate having the time and space?
Alone?
Well, with the children, not so much.
Okay.
We'd rather go with it. We actually took Larry and Steph with us last year. They both loved it. With the four of us got along amazingly. But we're both like, it was great and all, but we're going to do it again maybe in a few years.
I was also 27 months pregnant at the time.
Yes, but it was great. So Larry, thank God, Larry and Stephanie, I mean, talk about, I'm a twin also, so I've had to deal with sharing like people that are very close with me with other people, but
who else is a twin? You said
meaning, well, I kind of feel like Jenna's like my twin.
Oh, okay.
This is the first time
she's like my twin sister,
and
I have a twin brother. So
she's a real twin brother.
I also have a
not
twin,
a fake twin
as
brother.
opposed to But
so you're a triplet.
I'm a triplet.
We're basically a
yeah.
triplet.
She
We're
used
all
to
born.
punch Brad and be like, "Did Marnie feel that?"
All right, we had some tough high school times
Anyway.
where I wasn't sure.
So it's for me. It was very important when I met Larry. Like he had to get along with my twin. He had to get along with Jen. And
that was just the rule.
It was a rule. Like she's going to be in my life. Like you need to embrace it. And
that's why I'm so fascinated by adults who still have strong friendships, because it really is a dying art form. The same way pen to paper is, the same way picking up the phone and making a phone call is. Technology is seeping into our crux, into our core, into the essence of who we are and how we relate to other people. And when technology does that, it is both a good thing and a bad thing. It both brings you together, but it also in many ways, it separates those interpersonal relationships. So it is a beautiful thing when two humans can get together and actually have a face-to-face conversation, whether it's someone, whether it's a family of four at the dinner table, or it's your best friend that you've had for years, or it is just a class reunion with a bunch of people you used to know. It is so important to do that, because social media is wonderful, and social media brings you together on a very superficial level. Believe it or not, it is a superficial level. It is not 2, 3, and 4 dimensioned, but it is a one way for everyone to get together, but this is what it's all about. So we make sure that we see each other and we keep each other grounded, and we are very humble with the fact that we've cultivated this beautiful friendship for so long. And that's why I started a website, and I was like, Marnie, I want you to work with me in some capacity. So Marnie has really helped me do a lot of it, because all of those workouts worked for her. She lost how many pounds? 30 pounds, and has done nothing but those workouts. And she's proud of it. We get to see each other a lot.
And it's also one of those things, like I stopped working when Devin, my daughter, was 1, and I worked in live entertainment. I did marketing, I did account management, and I never really wanted to go back to doing that in the corporate world. But I always said I have this skill set, and I want to do it with something I'm very passionate about. And one day it's just going to hit me. And 10 years later, Jenna's, she's building this empire, I hope, of all these things that she's been working on. She's been working her butt off over the last 2-3 months like I've never seen before. And I'm like, you know what? I know this stuff. Like, I can do this with you. I got the marketing piece. I can do some of this. Let's do it. And Larry was nervous, my husband, about us ruining our friendship.
Yeah, we were wondering whether friends can work together.
Because he's like, it's so wonderful. Like, what you guys have is just not normal. Like, it's just not, people don't have it. And do you really want to risk it for work? but I don't consider it work. To me, this is like...
What's the one thing I've said to you?
She
The
said
day
the
that
day
this
it
is
stops
not,
being fine,
then you
you're
leave
walking away.
and we preserve the friendship.
That's
The
right.
day.
So we're
Are you having fun right now?
I'm having fun.
What
I'm
about
having the
now?
best time ever.
And
This is
now?
the best time ever.
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 Did you ever
the
have
only
more
thing
fun
I
than
would
this?
would be better is if I had a cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee would be great. I was just going to
That'd
say
be
coffee.
amazing.
I was going to say coffee, and then you
It's
say
as if
coffee.
we both
It was as
were
if
thinking
we
the
were
same
thinking
thing.
the same thing at the same time.
So,
Coffee.
yeah, and it's only been a couple weeks, but honestly, I've been walking around like, I'm like, wow, I'm using my brain again in a different way. It feels amazing. It feels great, and I know this stuff, and I feel like I could be of help, and
and you have
contribute.
been, and you've been amazing.
So I love it.
So we go one or 2 minutes of being serious, and then a joke, and then 1 or 2 minutes of being serious, and then a joke, and then it's
We
usually
were
like,
stuck on a
you're
plane
closer
2
since
weeks
you're working
ago.
together?
have we gotten
Yeah.
closer?
Well,
we speak every day.
We speak constantly, which
Right.
is great.
And it's not the kind of talking where you call. Usually, I'm not a phone person. I am definitely a text and social media relate to other people kind of person right now, just because I've been so busy.
You were saying earlier that social media is not good for friendships.
It's not great for friendships, which is why when we started working together, we had to have this interpersonal time. We have to have this one-on-one, and we have to be on the phone a lot. And it's really nice to hear her voice every couple of hours, even if it's just to ask me a quick question.
Right.
I know that when the phone rings, like she's gonna get to the point. We're gonna talk about what it is, and
But then
I
there's
know her
always
and she knows
something
me.
light. Like,
Right.
it's not always work. And the thing is, we could still laugh. Like, it could be work, but we're still laughing about it.
Right.
And it's
Did you hear
just
what this
anything
person
to
said
do
or
is
that person
fun.
said,
Like,
or- yeah.
We were stuck on a plane for 12 hours 2 weeks ago, and my husband even said to me, well, at least you're with Jen, because I know you're going to be having fun. And that's just... it's a nice thing. I mean, people are still shocked that we go away together every year. Nobody takes time for their friends like that. People, they don't want to make the time to go away and keep that friendship and keep those times together. And it's important.
Yeah, we have fun.
I
The
would
best
say
time.
So.
The best time. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, but I want to just tell everyone what my website is, the one that you are very proud of.
JennaWolfe.com.
JennaWolfe.com. It's a good website, I promise
It is.
you.
I'm so proud of it. I wasn't proud of it in the beginning, but now I'm so proud of it. I think
She's
it's
so-
amazing.
Awesome. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to...
Sorry, I'm very
An
honest.
endorsement.
We're going to...
Now it's amazing.
See how amazing, how
And,
honest she is?
and it will get even more amazing.
Well, I'm going to go stretch out my legs, because can you see the scrunched position that I have been put in? Right here. Just so that we
my
can make
fault.
sure that Lance, who's running the camera,
Loving
can
these
become...
shoes.
Thank
Adidas,
you.
I love those shoes.
All right, Adidas. There you go. If everyone's in the mood for a good sneaker, we'll be back after
What are
this. These are Adidas.
They're so
What
cute.
kind?
I forget. These are the Ultra Boosts. They just came out with a great line. They're wonderful sneakers. I'm obsessed with them. I literally am going to buy them in 27 different colors. So this is the sneaker to have right now.
All right, we'll be back.